You must have seen wild animals attacking people, but in our today's story, it is exactly the opposite. The story begins with a scene where some hunters entered and stole a lion cub. The child was imprisoned in a cage and was being taken in an airplane. After this, we see Alpha, a 25-year-old girl who wants to become a pianist. He also liked animals very much. One day, she was going to visit an island. Actually, this island belonged to his grandfather. His grandfather adopted him many years ago, and now after his death, the island has been inherited by Alman. Uncle Joe welcomed him on the island. There was a very beautiful house there. She decided that she would spend the night on this island. Ilma got excited after watching her grandfather's videos at night. In one of the videos, her grandfather told that a few years ago, a Madhav wolf named Snow became silent from some unknown place. She came, and with time, both of them developed a deep friendship. Dada asked Alama to find Slow and befriend him. That night, the plane carrying the lion crashed on the same island due to bad weather. Hearing the sound of crash, Alma got scared and went outside to look, but the voiland was very big, so she could not find anything. The next morning, two young men named Charles and Eli came there and laid a trap to capture Snow. Actually, they were the owners of the wolf park and wanted to capture Snow for him. After some time, Snow got trapped in the net, but due to her intelligence, she cut the net and escaped before the rally could come. Then she swam to the other side of the island where she met Ilma. At first, Ilma was nervous, but then she remembered her grandfather's words and started doing something to the snow. After some time, Ilma reached the place of the plane crash. Luckily, she was lucky. The child was not hurt. He had fallen into a bird's nest, but the bird pushed him down, and after that, he went straight and fell in Alma's lap. Alma also brought him home with her. At the same time, Snow also came into the house with her small child. Album was very happy to see three lovely animals in the house. He immediately made Uncle Joe, but he told the Album that it is not right to keep these dangerous animals at home and you should give them to zoo people. Uncle also told that zoo employees would definitely come there searching for the lion cub, and exactly the same thing happened. The next day, animal control people reached there. She knew how cruel zoo people are, so she decided not to tell them anything about the animals. She lied that she had not seen any lion cub. After returning home, she saw that Snow was breastfeeding her cub as well as the lion cub. She was very happy because now Snow was taking care of both the cubs. As days passed, the friendship between the two children continued to grow. Alma named the wolf cub Jack and the lion cub Dreamer. On the other hand, Uncle was worried that this wild animal might harm Alma, but like this, a few months passed, and now both the children had grown up a bit. She used to take her to Almany Island and play with her grandfather at his favorite place. Unfortunately, one day when she went for an audition for the album, he entered the Wolf's Park Island from behind. This time he captured Snow and took it with him. On the other hand, Alma also got selected and she was very happy, but when she returned home, she was shocked. All the things in his house were scattered because both the children were upset due to hunger. Almany searched the entire island to find Snow, but there was no Snow there. Now she had to feed the children, so she had to leave her job as a pianist, even though she did not want to. One day, Uncle Joe came there again and was filled with anger after seeing the dreaded animals still there. He asked Alma to send the animals to the zoo right away, but Almany explained to him that his grandfather's wish was for him to live with the animals. And then who knows how many atrocities will be committed on these innocent people in the zoo. Finally, Uncle agreed and hugged Alpha. Now all his time was spent in feeding the animals and taking complete care of them. Alma loved Jag and Dreamer very much, and in return the animals also showered their love on her. Soon a year passed, and now both the animals had grown up. Uncle used to bring masks for them from the city, but he was afraid to go near them. He again explained to Alma that living with them was not without danger. But Alma was not ready to leave them at any cost. One day, a mother and daughter came near the island in a boat. Seeing them, Jack started going towards them. As soon as Alman saw everything, she ran to stop Jack, but she collided with a stone and fell down, and due to injury on her head, she became unconscious at the same time. It is also done. The mother and daughter could not see all this and went back into the boat. After some time, Jack and Dreamer came near Alpha and made many attempts to wake him up, but to no avail. He kept calling loudly for help for several hours, but no one came. Soon it became night, and both the animals sat side by side. He stayed awake the whole night to keep Alma warm. The next morning, Uncle Joe called Alma several times, but when he did not get any response, he understood that something was definitely wrong. He immediately reached the island. He thought that Alpha must have been attacked by wild animals, so They called the animal control people, but when they found the album unconscious and saw the animals protecting it, they regretted their action. After this, when Alma was taken to the hospital, the doctor told them that if Jack and Dreamer had not given her warmth, she might not have been alive today. On the other hand, animal control people caught Jag and handed him over to Ellie and Charles. They realized that Jag was Snow's child, and Dreamer was sold to a man named Alan who ran a zoo. Alan was a very cruel man who often tortured his animals, but his son Rafa was the complete opposite of his father. He was very soft-hearted, and soon he became friends with Dreamer, but within a few days, poor Dreamer was given many drugs and forced to perform tricks in the circus. Dreamer had spent his entire life on the island happily, but these heartless people had a very bad effect on him. That's why Rafa often went to him to calm him down. On the other hand, in the hospital, as soon as Almon regained consciousness, Uncle Joe asked him about Jackpot Dreamer. With a heavy heart, he told him the whole truth. As soon as Alpha came out of the hospital, she went straight to the animal control office. He came to know that Jack had been sent to the wolf park, and Dreamer had been given to a circus group. On hearing this, she became angry and started shouting at the officer, but Uncle Joe calmed her down. After some time, Almani called and asked about Jack. Elaine told that Jack is very happy and some of his friends have also gone here. This brought some solace to the album, but right now she was very worried about Dreamer. For the next few weeks, she went to every circus of the city and inquired about Dreamer but did not get anything. On the other hand, because of Dreamer, Alan started earning big money. Dreamer soon became famous by the name of Star Lion. One day, Dreamer's circus group was passing near the Wolf's Crossing and Jack immediately recognized his childhood friend. Jack, using his wisdom, came out of the cage. When Eli saw this, he understood that Jack was very intelligent and he was definitely looking for something. Soon, Jack reached what he was looking for. He very cleverly freed the Dreamer from the cage. After meeting each other after so many months, both of them played fiercely. When Alan came to know about Dreamer's escape, he angrily took out the stun gun. His son Rafa tried hard to stop him, but the greedy Alam did not listen to him. Defeated, Rafa also went with Elaine to find Dreamer. Elaine also told Annie about the Dreamer. Now he understood that both Jack and Dreamer were together. For this reason, high alert was issued in the entire city, and in the evening Eli told everything to Alman and said that animal control people were after both the animals. Alex got scared after hearing this, but Eli told that he had fitted a tracker in Jack's body. The last location of Jack and Dreamer was around a forest. Avalma and Ellie decided to find the animals together. On the other hand, both the animals were roaming freely in the city, hence the police ordered a shot site. Later, both the animals reached the forest again where Alan and Rafa saw them. Greedy Alan attacked the Dreamer with his rank gun, but at the same time Jack came to the beach and instead of his friend, he himself got shot. I became unconscious at that very moment while Dreamer got a chance to run away from there. After he ran away, Rifa immediately removed Jack's tracker and gave him a medicine which removed the effect of the anesthetic. Let's do it. After some time, father and son reached a bar, and Eli and Alma also reached them through a tracker. Alan told them that he did not have any tracker, etc., and sent them out, but Raffle made the excuse of room and told all the truth to Eli and Alma. He took them to the forest where they finally found the Dreamer. After this, the Dreamer took them to a hut where Jack was resting. Luckily, he regained consciousness at the right time, but then he suspected the arrival of the police. So Almani drove away both the animals secretly. Now to reach the island, they had to cross only one river. This was the only way to escape from the police, but there was no boat there, so everyone would have to swim. At that very moment, Porty started swimming in the river, but Dreamer was afraid of water. Almon tried hard to give him courage, but the Dreamer turned back towards the forest. As soon as Jack and Alma were standing still, they heard the sound of a gun being fired. This meant that the Dreamer was no longer in this world. After reaching the island, Alma started crying bitterly. But the Dreamer suddenly appeared in front of him. Actually, he had gone to the forest to mislead the policeman. Everyone jumped with joy seeing him alive. Eventually, Alma played the piano at the party to celebrate Jack and Dreamer's return. Now their family was complete. Finally, Almanis told everyone the story of his beloved animals, which filled everyone's hearts, and all three of them started living happily together again.